All Ecoflex pipe components are made of plastic materials resistant to corrosion. Ecoflex pipes are installed directly from the coil into the trench. No special tools are required to install Ecoflex piping system. However, you'll need a few general tools such as a handsaw, socket wrenches, scissors, and a tape measure to install the insulation kit. It's an easy process that starts by carefully cutting, pulling apart the jacket, and removing it to expose the insulation layers. Using a razor knife, carefully cut away insulation layers while taking caution to avoid cutting or scratching the service pipe. Before installing the end cap, mark the exposed PEX tubing as supply or return. This will prevent confusion later on. From the end of the jacket, install the EPDM O-ring in the second groove just past the second full corrugation peak. Lubricate the inside of the end cap, the service pipe, and the jacket with soap or a similar material. Do not use oil-based lubricants. Pull the rubber end cap over the service pipe and the jacket until the end cap base is flush with the end of the jacket material. Note that when installing an insulation kit, do not apply the stainless steel clamp. When properly sealed, the shell of the insulation kit acts as the clamp to ensure a watertight, leak-free system. Installing the stainless steel clamp in this application will prevent the insulation kit from properly sealing. Next, determine pipe lengths for the pipe assembly and measure the amount of pipe needed for the assembly. Square cut the tubing with an appropriate plastic pipe cutter perpendicular to the length of the tubing. Remove all excess material or burrs that might affect the fitting connection. In order to make it easier to slide the Propex ring over the tubing, start by expanding the Propex ring slightly. Also, before you slide the Propex ring over the end of the tubing, it can be helpful to rough up the surface slightly with emery paper. Allow the ring to slightly, but no more than 1/16 of an inch or 1 millimeter extend beyond the end of the tubing. Both of these practices will help to prevent the ring from sliding while expanding the tubing. When using the Propex air or battery expander tools, slide the expander head into the tubing until it stops. Full expansions are necessary to make proper connections. Press the trigger to expand. Release the trigger, remove the head from the tubing, and rotate it 1/8 of a turn after each expansion. Slide the tool head into the tubing with the newly rotated position and expand again. Repeat the expansion process until the tubing and ring are snug against the shoulder on the expander head. Immediately remove the Propex expander tool. As you slide the tubing over the fitting, you should feel some resistance. If the tubing reaches the shoulder of the fitting without any resistance, the tubing may be overexpanded and may require additional time to fully shrink over the fitting. The tubing and Propex ring should seat against the shoulder of the fitting for a proper connection. Apply sealant compound in the bottom of the insulation shell. Place all connected pipes into the insulation shell. Apply sealant compound to the end caps and the shell. Place the top part of the insulation shell into place over the piping. Tighten all bolts and screws of the outer shell. Insert rivets in the outer shell and hammer the rivets to fasten them. You have now successfully installed the Uponor insulation kit.